Hello, fairy finders and fairy seekers. Welcome to another episode of Faerie Scrabble. And I'd like to make this a little fun today. We're going to be looking for messages from past loved ones, from guides, from angels, from whomever you would like to hear from. And this time, with our Scrabble pieces, we are going to be looking also for any kind of special Halloween message. Since this is the month, Halloween is at the end of the month on the 31st. So let's see what kind of messages we get today. Keeping in mind that I am not reading these letters, I am just giving suggestions as to what they might mean to you, just as a kind of urging to remember, I guess you could say. So let's choose our 8 letters from our Scrabble bag. Letter number 1 is a G. Letter number 2 is an I. Letter number 3 is an M. Letter number 4 is an F. Letter number 5 is an O. Letter number 6 is an R. Letter number 7 is an E. And letter number 8 is an A. Well, the first that comes forward for me is the word more. Are you looking for more of something? Do you wish to do more for yourself, for others? Are you realizing that there's more to life, more to love, more can mean a lot of things here. So you take it and run with that one. And we can move on to ore, which is kind of a metal ore. Not sure what that would actually entail, but maybe you are melting metal. Maybe you are considering, I don't know, getting something, a ring, a necklace, but you can't really decide what kind of metal you prefer. This could be someone saying, hey, we know what you're doing right now. And then I see 2 words. Okay, so here we have 4, and for those who play golf, this word is very familiar because it's what you holler when you hit that golf ball so that other people are warned that it might be coming down on their head. Also, it's being in front of something. So perhaps you're in the front of, I don't know, a picture that you've just taken with family. You're in front of the line. Whatever that means for you, it shows that someone is paying attention to what is actually happening in your life. Then we have magi, which I know many of you probably play games or did play games, or you know people who play games on either the computer or PlayStation or whatever. And magi is one of those words for some of the games, or at least it's one of the characters. And magi is a sorcerer, at least in the dictionary definition. Magi is a sorcerer. And isn't that apropos for Halloween, I would think? So maybe some of you are playing being a magi, and this is also the card game I believe it was called Magic. When my kids were playing that game, I think that's the first time that I heard the word magi many years ago. And here we go. So the next word that we see here is the word game. So we're talking about a game here. Someone knows that we are. Maybe you're planning some Halloween festivities and you're looking for a game. And here are the unseen forces saying they know that you're looking for a game. They are paying attention to what is going on here. Next word that I see is age. Perhaps somebody is having a birthday. I know I am. I was actually born on Halloween. No joke. So, yes, my age is going up. That's okay. And I don't feel old, so this is awesome. So maybe somebody else is having a birthday out there. Maybe somebody's really freaking out about their age because of a birthday. And those in spirit are saying, no worries here. Age is just a number. And we are spirits who are ageless, having a human experience right now. And that human experience in the whole picture is very small, very short period of time in comparison to the lifetime of our soul, our spirit. Then we have the word form. Now that can take a number of different thoughts here. A form can be like a dress form. Somebody's making a dress and they're using a like mannequin type body or dress form to model that dress on while they work on it. This could be a form that you fill out, whether it be on paper or on the computer. Maybe you're in your best form right now. In other words, people maybe are making comment of, how awesome you are right now because you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're dieting or maybe you're working on your light and shadow side. You're in your best form because you've recognized and accepted the shadow side into your personality, which makes you the best that you can possibly be. They are supposed to work together. Well, we'll move on here to, we have the word image. Right away, what comes to mind for me here is a photograph, taking a photograph and getting an image. And since we are working kind of on Halloween, if you take photographs close to Halloween, look at those photographs and see if there are any extra images in them. So in other words, perhaps your past loved ones or your spirit guides or angels may be coming forward in your photographs, and they're letting you know that that could happen. And of course, we have the word for here, which different kind of for, no E at the end. Not really sure what to do that. You're for something. Your mind is set on a certain outcome. So that's what you're for. You're for going somewhere. You're for moving. You're for changing around your living room. This could be for a lot of things. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And the next thing I see is the word forge. And again, this comes back to metal of some sort or forging forward. Perhaps you've been having a hard time making a decision of some sort and you're just finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm forging forward. Then we have the word gem. Now this could be Again, back to the jewelry. Maybe you're considering purchasing a gemstone or a gem of some sort, a diamond, a sapphire. Maybe you're learning about gemstones. Maybe somebody used to call you a gem, one of your past loved ones. And then I see the word rig. This is one of those words that can mean a number of things. If we're looking at Halloween, perhaps you're trying to figure out how to rig up something for a haunted house. Perhaps rig up something for a game, since we covered the word game. I believe it's also a rig. Isn't it like for a ship, perhaps? Or is that rigging? Yeah, that's right. It is the masts and the rigging and stuff like that. That is part of the rig or the boat or the ship. Then rig is also like a costume. So maybe you are trying to figure out what kind of costume that you would like to wear for Halloween. There's also like the oil rigs. Maybe you know someone who works on an oil rig or a drilling rig. And then we have we've all heard the word FEMA. I'm leaving it at that because I really have no desire to get into anything that has to do with that for this particular reading. But if that means something for you, go with it. And then we have the word mare, which is a female adult horse. So someone maybe has a mare that they have been spending time with, or perhaps they would like to get a mare. They have that opportunity. Someone who loves horses, or someone who did love horses. Then we have the word fare, which is, in this spelling, is a fare for a bus ride or a fare for a ferry ride. Some kind of a fare that you have to pay to be able to do something, go somewhere. We also have this spelling of the word fare. And that can be a fair that you go to that has rides and cotton candy and things like that. Perhaps it also has a Halloween haunted house. Or it can be where you're feeling that something is or is not fair right now. This is also a feeling of sorts. And then we have the word air. And this is obviously something that we breathe and is necessary to breathe. It is also perhaps somebody who is putting on an air, trying to show that they're much more important or feel they should be much more important than they actually are to others, so they're putting on an air. Perhaps this is something that your past loved ones, maybe they had difficulty breathing before passing. Perhaps they were one of those people who like to make others feel as though they weren't as important. Then oddly enough, we have the word foam. Sorry for the hand. The word foam. Not really sure how this would come in, but I'm thinking possibly a Halloween thing. And I know that there's a kind of foam that our landlord's helper would spray around the windows and make a huge mess to keep the cold air out, but then you could never open your window again. And then we have the word fame. That's an interesting word. Perhaps you're somebody who is looking for fame somehow, or would like to be famous. Maybe you know someone who already has fame. Maybe your past loved one was famous. And we have the word gear. Now this could be gear that you have to carry, gear that you need for going, say, camping or on a job. Or this could be a gear in some kind of a piece of machinery. Then we have the word ear. Now this could cover a lot of things, obviously, perhaps ear infection or difficulty hearing. Doesn't necessarily even have to be, like a human. It could be for an animal too. Maybe they're having problems with their ears. Maybe you knew someone who was kind of hard of hearing or could hear extremely well before passing. Maybe this is your spirit guide saying, I'm whispering in your ear. Are you hearing me? And we have the word fear. I think everybody's pretty much familiar with this because it has been what's been happening since, March of 2020. And it's still what keeps pushing and pushing. So if it comes to Halloween, perhaps you're trying to bring forth a different kind of fear for fun with a Halloween party or a haunted house. Then we have the word ream. Now this is like a ream of paper, a ream of fabric. No, I think that's a bolt of fabric, but a ream of paper for sure. And something along the lines of maybe you got, as they put it, reamed out. In other words, got in trouble for something. Somebody really let you have it vocally. Then we have fog. And this could be something that is being suggested to add to your Halloween festivities. If you are considering a fog machine, be careful because fog machines can be a problem for people that have breathing issues. Is really cool though. Perhaps it's supposed to be foggy where you live today, tomorrow, within a short period of time. Maybe you feel like you're having brain fog. And this is, someone coming through and saying, yep, we get it. Having a little brain fog today. Then we have the word mire. And this is feeling mired down. Almost like you're in a bog of some sort, a swamp of some sort, and you just feel mired down. And this is a cute one. Definitely for Halloween. It's an ogre. Love it. Perhaps look for one of those in the photo that you take that was suggested. Just kidding. Don't know if that'll come through. Maybe somebody who has decided to dress like an ogre for Halloween. Well, now we're getting down to shortening words a little bit. So we have the fam, meaning family. Maybe you know someone who always never used the word family in full. It was always the fam. Hey, fam. How you doing, fam? You would probably recognize that past loved one right away. And then we also have another kind of abbreviation here with REM, sleep, or REM, rapid eye movement, which is dream time. That is when you end up keeping your sanity because we all have to dream. So this is talking about REM sleep. Maybe somebody is bringing forth like your spirit guide or your angels to say, hey, while you're dreaming, I'm coming to see you. Or even a past loved one. Perhaps you're going to sit down and have coffee in a cafe you used to go to all the time. Or so talking about REM sleep or dreaming. Then we have something that we all have, and it can be good. Our ego. And sometimes the ego is a good thing. It keeps us out of trouble at times, but then other times it can be very inflated. So for some reason they're bringing forth ego. That'll be something that you will have to think about for yourself and what that might mean. And then we have the word arm. Now that can be something about a physical arm. Perhaps you've hurt your arm, broken your arm, something like that. Or this could have to do with arming yourself, someone else arming themselves. And then we have the word if. Interesting word. Maybe you're one of those people who is a what if kind of person. Well, what if this would happen? Or what if I do it this way? Or that kind of thing. And really has a hard time coming up with a decision because you're very worried about what if. Or maybe this is someone that has passed on that you know. Or perhaps this is your guide or angel saying, move past the if. We got your back. Then we have the word roam. Maybe you've been considering kind of putting on a backpack or gathering your gear, since we had the word gear, and just kind of going on a road trip, maybe on foot. Maybe you know someone who is doing just that, or you knew someone who has passed on who liked to do the travel, liked to roam. Okay, so I think that will cover this particular Faerie Scrabble for this time around. If you see other words that I have not found here, that means they're for you. So think about what they might mean to you or who might be sending you the message. But have fun with this, because you never know what kind of message is going to come through when the opportunity presents itself. And our guides and angels and past loved ones, they all love to send us information, send us a hello, however they can, whenever they can, if there's an opportunity. So, if something really stands out to you here, the message is probably for you. Also remember that these Scrabble readings are timeless. Whenever you see it is when you're meant to see it. So that's it for this time. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you again very soon. Take care.